Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa.
I can't believe you're actually in my kitchen.
I know, right? But that's how I am, right? My brother was like, where do you find all these people? So the funny thing is when I took a group to Italy a few months ago, it was the same thing, this tribal group.
Okay.
I found the lady on Instagram and I just somehow ended up getting they charge $6,000 per person.
$6,000?
Yes.
Well, for like what, a week's trip or just a week?
It's about a week, a little over a week.
Wow.
and you have to get yourself to Europe.
Oh, that excludes your tickets as well. Okay. So is that for accommodation and the experience and stuff? Oh, wow.
And I got, and that's how and my brothers came along.
Okay. How many brothers have you got?
The ones that like to travel. So I have 4 of them.
Oh, wow.
But then the ones that like to travel with me are the 2 stylish ones. You know, the other one is a doctor, the other one is a PhD, and he's an agricultural economist.
Oh, wow.
They're nerdy, they don't like to, So
I'm just loving this fine breed.
All the people who pay the kind of money to go,
Yeah.
they're mostly women who are divorced or their kids have left, or a lot of cases they're doctors, they're surgeons. They put their head down, they're focusing on career. They wake up one day and they're 40 something.
And life is so fabulous.
No, life is, except you haven't traveled as much as you wanted to.
Yeah.
And now you're not as comfortable.
Oh, let me just help you with that actually.
KODJO ADOVOR is the first West African Sommelier, so he's an expert in wine, and we're talking about wine and everything about pairing wine with the West African food, and it was fun and an impersonal conversation. I hope you enjoy it.
Amazing.
What is this?
So this is Furlano. Yes,
okay.
yes. One of these Italian wines. So the beauty of Italian wine is that here they make their wines specifically for food.
Okay.
So some of the best white wines are going to be from towns that are on the coast because they're fishing towns and they eat a lot of seafood and all that. So the kata of all of that.
So we can have this with Abobitani then.
Absolutely.
Oh really?
So the beauty of Fulano is that you can have it with a lot of Ghanaian dishes that stuff that you make.
It's incredible though.
But then once you start even eating with food, which again, a lot of Italian wines you can drink normally, but wine is always food in Italy.
Yeah.
Wine is always to pair with maybe our foods from West Africa. You realize that it's more of an art than a science.
Yeah.
But when you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
There's some guidelines. When you have fish, the white wines might acidity.
Yeah.
Acidity in the white. The beauty of pairing is when you forget that it's wine.
Now that's good. That's always, it's just like what I always say, that doing the most simplest of things is actually the most difficult of things.
Yes.
And a dish that is complex, but a dish that you taste and you taste exactly the flavors of each ingredient, but it's all married together. Now that is a dish.
Yes.
So what you're saying is like, yes, you're having that dish and you're having that wine, it's complementing it. It's just smooth.
Exactly.
It's not like, you're cutting this and you're cutting that. Oh, that's so beautiful. So with this, I like it. It's got this sort of floral stuff to it.
Yes. So that's what you're gonna get. It's very high in acidity. It's up. From a colder region.
Okay.
So it's a little elevation is pretty high in those areas. So you're gonna get.
Like me, I don't know anything about these things, right? So when you swell it, you have all these like ridges or whatever it is. What does that mean?
So
people
people make. It's obviously the alcohol in it.
Yeah.
That makes it stick on the glass.
Yeah.
But it's also the density of it.
Okay.
So people call that the legs of the wine.
The legs.
Yes. It has
got
long legs. Yeah.
Then I think we would say that it's got more hips. You know, if they want legs, we do our our hip action. Then I'd like ask you something quickly. So, I mean, this is so interesting. So you work in banking.
Yes.
Right? And where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Ghana?
So I grew up in Ghana. I went to
which part?
secondary school. I grew up in Accra.
Oh,
Grew up in Jolu.
Hey, yes you do.
And then East Legon, like from 1989.
Hey, back in the day now, right? Okay.
So that's sort of, and then then secondary school, and then I finished and went to did national service and went to the US.
National service, I remember that.
Went to the US. I was a science major, or a science.
You do look like a scientist.
I did science mostly, and then I went on to the US and studied physics. As undergrad, I studied physics and mathematics. Then I went on and did financial mathematics, and that's what got me into banking. So yes.
You must be good with your money.
No. I can think about. I know what money is. I know how it works. But obviously.
You're one of those secret billionaires.
On that level, it's you're dealing with systems more than you're dealing with transactions. That sense. But so I've been in banking in 15 years. Worked on the trading.
You look quite young.
No, I'm sure I'm older than you are.
No way.
Yeah, I'm older than you.
I'm ageless, so I don't know how.
Yeah. You look very young, but I'm older than you are. But based on just my own analysis, I figured.
That is DNA. Tell me what's that? Ouch!
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure more than you are. Yeah. So I look small, but I'm not. I'm not.
Oh no. I wouldn't refer to you as that. But it's rather impressive. So 15 years in the banking.
15 years in banking, and then I decided to set up my own fund. Was primarily focused on investments in Africa, and I started doing that about a year and a half ago.
How are you finding that?
Well, it's interesting. What we do is invest in student housing.
Yeah, student housing. Okay, which is really important.
Yeah, but wine is a passion. Wine, when I got into it, one of those things, you understand it, it connects with you. There's a science part to it. There's a discovery part. There's a new, there's almost a new bottle you can find every day. So it makes it, this pursuit of
the wine.
They say the wine bottle is a mix of history and geography.
Yeah.
And for the most part, in my training, I could taste years.
Yeah.
I could taste elevation.
There is an influx of more people drinking wines in Africa now. Like people are educating themselves and they are enjoying it.
Yes.
So of course there's that transitional period. Most dishes in West Africa, it's like I would go to restaurants and then they would know what drink would pair with what dish they prepare. And I'm talking about our traditional dishes. In that sense, first of all, most of our dishes are perfectly spiced, sometimes heavily spiced. Or they're a bit gamey and that sort of thing. So if, let's say, I'm an everyday person, let's say today I made you some chicken light super food. So with that, would that be perfect with this?
So again, pairing is an art. It's part science and part art. What we're gonna do is we have a few wines and we're gonna definitely try them. And see what works.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. The beauty of it is
exploring.
Yes, because we have a few things going on. We have the soup, and we have whatever the fufu is made of.
Yes.
And then we have the chicken. So naturally, you lean more towards sort of a light bodied or medium bodied red. And you could get within Italy, you're looking at maybe a Greco di Tufo, Greco di
Say that again.
Greco di Tufo, for example, would be perfect with because what it is, it's a white wine, but it's a heavier white wine.
Oh,
it's like a red drinker's white wine.
Okay.
So you could possibly get a pairing where you're comfortable with a Greco di Tufo. But
Greco di Tufo, Mate.
Today we're gonna have one of my favorite. So the grape in the Nebbiolo is one of the.
I like the way you say Biolo.
The Nebbiolo makes two grapes named after the towns where they're made.
Okay.
Barolo is all in Piedmont. We've heard Ghanaian, or if you're in Ghana, you've probably heard about Torino.
Torino, yes, Torino.
Torino is the capital of that region, of Piedmont, and one of the grapes that grows there is Nebbiolo. And I think that would pair very well with Fufu Lai soup.
I think I'm really looking forward to that, actually, definitely. So, for example, like, wine sommeliers, I've always admired them, because it's not an easy feat to actually qualify as one. And many congratulations in doing so. And I know that we are going to be working together and doing some more exciting things with you across the world.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
But coming back to it, it's like, some sommeliers are a bit snobbish though. I hope you're not. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
They just want to tell you how knowledgeable they are, rather than actually making you understand and enjoy what they're saying.
Yes, and this is for me. This is why I gravitated towards Italian wines instead of French wines. I mean, well, not to. I love French wines.
Yeah.
I know French wines very well.
Yes.
French wines pair really well with Ghanaian foods.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But ultimately, Italians until recently didn't even bottle their wine.
Oh yeah, Italian.
Yes.
It's true. You know what? We went to the Amalfi Coast, and I think we stayed. Oh God, I can't even remember this farmhouse, which was just so incredible. Up in the mountains, and you wake up like even when it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, your heads are still literally in the clouds. And they had their own like winery and stuff, and it was just like in a barrel. And every evening they just brought you a whole picture of it. It's just like, there you go.
So wine is food.
Yeah.
Wine is food. It's when I discovered it, once I got that thing, it was never about snobbery, about the way you swirl it and the way you smell it. You start describing it like all that. I mean, it's good. There's a place for that. There were some people they wouldn't like it if it wasn't that.
Yeah. Yes, I guess it's like it's specific to one, because like some people want you to actually spill your gut out, really, literally, as to like I know what even my cooking. I know sometimes I go slightly overboard or just on the edge, but I don't want to alienate anyone. And I just want people to actually look at it and not be scared, and actually look at it and relate to it.
Yes.
Look at it and feel like I can do it.
Yes.
So when I do the recipes, I do have them in mind. So I do like your approach, because you enjoy it, it's your passion, and you love this. So have you ever had akrantier? Do you know what that is? It's a grass cutter or something?
Yeah, I've had akrantier.
Right, so what of these would actually go with akrantier?
So, akrantier is
it's a bushmeat.
Yes, it's
like
bushmeat. It's
rabbit.
It's a rodent.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, because it's like just like rabbit.
Yes.
And it's like I had rabbit and like
things we have. This is beautiful. This is susu maniolo.
Susu. This is not my fault.
There's so many. This is Primitivo. This is of the Primitivos. It's the best one. It's from Manduria.
Okay.
And what people in the US would probably know as Zinfandel.
As you can tell, I'm having a wonderful time having this great conversation with KODJO ADOVOR. Now this conversation has to continue, so there's a part 2, so do stay tuned. Now in the meantime, if you do have any questions or something that I've not covered, please leave your comments below and I'll be able to cover it. Until next time, take care of you, be nice, and thank you very much for watching. What do you think?